Today is May 8th, 2026. You know, I will try not to stutter. When I get upset, I stutter really bad. The thought of today at that doctor's office, if he is not working for the police or the FBI, trying to get this guy to confess what he's doing, that doctor needs to be arrested immediately. Not only HIPAA, but admit to stalking me. Admit he's part of this fraud scheme and an accessory to conspiracy to commit murder. It's that bad. On the way up here, the more I thought about that guy being behind the staff's door, if he was actually in there, one of my rapists wasn't 15 feet from me. I started shaking. And then what they said just, and what I lived through, he needs to be arrested if he's not working with the police and the FBI to get that guy to confess. I already reported him on April 9th for him and his nurse for HIPAA. And today in that office, I didn't say much to the nurse when she came in and was very brief with him. And I have a pulled muscle right here. I need to go to pain management, get some trigger point injections, and get some steroid shots in that muscle. And I mentioned I had to do it years ago when my muscles locked up. And he, when we went to leave, he walked in and said, "Staff only." I could hear that guy's voice in there. And it was either that Will or Pete guy. He was real loud. He said, "I think it's funny. I watch her. And she thinks I need to learn to talk to her with respect when she's here. Honey, you need to talk to all your patients with respect. I almost died to save my family. And I'm an FBI informant that I talk with the government, get information on drug dealers. And I have lifelong injuries. And you need to show a little respect. People are coming in there with pain and injuries. You need to learn compassion and respect." Okay? But he's saying how he's watching himself. Oh, they turned her over to us because she don't act right. I Googled what's the jail time for an FBI agent to turn you over to doctors or social workers. It's 20 years to life. It's a federal prison sentence. It's illegal. So maybe you better watch your P's and Q's. That guy, said, well, I want John and Melissa to get everything. Why would you want John and Melissa to get everything? Melissa's a document of me jokes. Our kids never went to the hospital. There's no police report. There's no pictures of injuries. There is no investigation. They were taped by the police and the FBI saying they made everything up. And John defended me that no one could say anything bad about me, and then asked me years later to be a reliable name on a court record. To watch his kids when he tried to get custody back for him. And he didn't get it. And I couldn't help watch him because I was working 2 jobs. He moved to Florida years ago. Found out June 13th, 14th of last year they had somebody impersonate John. People, and supposed to have somebody asking people to kill me. And when they found out John lived in Florida, they didn't think it's funny. My kid would never ask anybody to kill me. That's how not funny this is. And that guy that was talking to that doctor said, I had the drug cartel guys tell her how ugly and how nobody wants her. He's in the drug cartel. Okay? He said, and if she goes to have that liposuction, I already talked to that doctor. He's to make it look like a blood implant and make sure she dies and kills her. He's a nice man and he would never commit murder for you. But that's conspiracy to commit murder. And I'm sure he don't even know what you're talking about. But that's not even funny. My phone is bugged by the FBI and police, and they have a recording of you. And that guy's trying to scam him, said, well, after John verified it for me. But they said John verified it for what? No, he didn't. Where July 26, 25, an FBI agent from 18 showed up. I told that couple never to say a word to her again. I interviewed John years ago, 2018. Said nothing bad ever happened to him. They also interviewed Dr. Haben, their pediatrician, from 1984 to 2002, 18 years. Seen him several times a year. That there was no abuse, no neglect, and they were well taken care of. Proven nobody was ever abused. Medical proof. You can't just roofie someone. See, they're trying to steal money for the cartel, not for John and Melissa. It's a scam. It's a bill from the Freemasons. Big scam. Trying to extort money out of the government. Okay? And then that guy said, I didn't know she went to pain management. They told me I don't realize what's going on. Oh, no. It was medical malpractice, fraud, and medication errors. I have degenerative joint disease in my knees, and I have to walk all the time to get the muscles built up around my knees, or my knees will pop out of place. And with the massive swelling, they had to put braces on and keep draining my knees until all the swelling went down so I could learn to walk again. I had to go to orthopedic surgeon. See, you don't know jack shit. Then I was out walking today, and some idiot neighbor, well, they said an attorney taped her before so no one can help her. Well, jackass, mental retard, moron. How did the attorney tape me? See, that's where the crime happens. Do I know who they are? No. Did I ever meet them? No. Did I ever speak to them? No. It's right on Google. What is a jail sentence for an attorney to be hired to set up button cameras in someone's home, break in and drug them for fake confessions, Photoshop and frame them, and beat and rape them under drugs? Decades to life in federal. Decades to life in federal. Decades. Decades to life in federal. Decades. They are to be disbarred immediately if any attorney sets up button cameras in your home. Fourth Amendment. Police and agencies can only be in a home under a threat of life with statements with a court order. Nothing else. It's under a threat of life with statements in a court order. It's the Fourth Amendment in the Constitution. They don't get special permission. No police let them in my home. They had no knowledge. Dave hired some man named Pete on his own. Dave did this. Had some drug dealer. These people laughed. They hid in my home. I didn't know they were there. And as I walked by rooms, they would stab me with hypnotic drugs where you thought you got bit or stung. Here you've been injected. Didn't think to look for anybody. Go sit down, take a drink in the room, went dizzy and black. Here you have already been drugged. and drugged up and told to say stuff, being raped under drugs, and you never left your home. You never let anybody in. And here you've been drugged up and told to say stuff and beaten raped by strangers you've never met. And then photoshopped, I found out, washing in the shower in the other room. None of this is funny. Where did people think an attorney's office could act like a mobster? Where do you think it's funny? You know, December 20th, 25, we were in, Chase Bank, and we went to pay our rent payment. Some guy said, the investigator said they were never interested in her. Never. That they're interested in this one office, saying that they're a doctor's office, and they're part of drugging people for fake confessions and having them being raped in their home. They're after that doctor's office. And what's not really funny with her is she said she don't know who he is. And then people are saying they lied he was one of her doctors, and they just hired him to drug her up, to tell her to say stuff, and had her beaten raped under drugs so she wouldn't know who did it. And they're trying to find out what other patients of his. He's been in it with this group, trying to have them drugged up and told to say stuff and harmed in their own home. And then with this group trying to steal money or assets from them. How many other people has he done it with this group? They're after that man, saying he's a doctor that's doing this with that group. See, people haven't put common sense in. See, that's where you say stupid stuff and you look like a retard. The whole question of it is, where did they get their tape? Where did I meet them? Where did I talk to them? I didn't. I don't know who they are. Oh, I find out who you are. I made you a promise a long time ago. If you are in an attorney's office, you can expect the news on your doorstep. I will call them. The news crews will be outside your door. How many other people have you broken their homes? How many people have you set up on camera stalking and photoshopped washing? How many people have you been in it with this doctor's office, breaking in, drugging people up and telling them to say stuff and have them beaten, raped under drugs in their home? And how many people have you tried to extort money out of them? How many people have you done this to? You can answer to the media. And I will sue you for every time you have the day I find out who you are. You will be disbarred immediately. It is the law. Officer Mark, Officer John, if that guy was in the office today, that Will guy that they're talking about, he may have been in that office today. One of my rapists, people had said that guy Pete Dave hired on his own to drug me up and tell me to say stuff, that when they had stabbed me with those drugs afterwards, he'd come in and they said he almost beat me to death before, where I take a drink in the room, go dizzy and black, and I come out, I had giant bruises all over me, thrown up and severely infected. It's from him beating, raping me. The thought that man was that close to me. These people had 3 men torture me between July and September 19 in protected custody. Agent John, have you ever been tortured? It's a fear you'll never forget. I had to go on bladder spasm medicine for 2 years. I was stabbed in the neck, bashed in the head, and beaten, raped, and left for dead. I was raped repeatedly by strangers. I was human trafficked. I was drugged till I lost 70 pounds and my stomach shifted. They beat me in my stomach till I have large pouching in my intestines. They almost ruptured my intestines. I have a dent in my head that should have killed me. I stutter now when I get upset. I have a damaged rib cage. I have a damaged shoulder. I live through hell helping you. They want you to show up and explain yourself. You need to act like a grown-ass man and stop hiding behind me and show up. If you're afraid of some drug dealers and rapists, send some ICE agents. I already wrote them and submit a tip to them. They know what these people did. Don't arrest them. They're not afraid of drug dealers. Call the marshals. They're not afraid of rapists either. They want your case thrown out against the drug cartel. They already announced it last year. They want Judge Peters out of Florida released and every drug cartel dealer that got arrested. And they want your case thrown out. And they told you they were coming for you. You need to deal with them. You should have arrested them the first day, but look at all the drug dealers you got and all the people you saved because of what happened to me. You need to take care of this. I was found innocent of everything at 18. That's how stupid all this is. Melissa's kids were taped saying they made everything up. They wanted the house for Auntie Shell and Papa, and they were games of pretend. John totally defended me that no one could say anything bad about me. Melissa and her church people just make up something because of the divorce, but nobody could say anything bad about me. Even Dave defended me. All my family defended me. I was found innocent of everything at 18. It's that bad. And these people were already confessing. They drugged me and told me to say stuff before, photoshopped all their lies and made everything up on me. I gotta get off here. I gotta go into work. But Agent John, you need to take care of this. You need to take